was up to me, like we keep on saying, we want to see Benavidez.
Yep.
Canelo, a hell of a fighter, but my personal opinion, he's ducking Benavidez.
Alrighty, upon the big boy here, Big Boy Uncut. Hey man, I'm gonna tell you, it's been not a minute, but it's been a little bit since we did an Uncut. And the reason why we're doing an Uncut today, bro, is that we have to. Canelo. We had a sit down with Canelo, and there has been so many reactions to the sit down with Canelo.
Exclusive.
You know, people love to sit down with Canelo, but also people are like, Big, he's ducking. You didn't get in on him. You know what I'm saying? But Canelo's going to be one of those guys that always is going to have a target on his back. The best always do, and that's when you get the most people that call out your name is when you're the best in the sport or the best at what you do. And there's a lot of people with Canelo, as we sat down and did our interview, there's a lot of people that feel like Canelo is gatekeeping. And Canelo is not, he's not willing to fight Benavidez. And people are saying, man, the next fight is Benavidez. But when we look at September 14th, Mexican Independence Day, you see that he's fighting Edgar Berlanga. And Berlanga, people are like, dude, why? When there's definite fights that they feel like Canelo should be having. So we had a chance to sit down and have an exclusive with Canelo. And we did it right after their press conference. And the press conference with Canelo and Berlanga, it got intense. Even to the point that Ani that works with us, she got scared. And I told her, Ani, it's day 2 of a press conference.
Crazy.
These dudes are trying to sell a fight for Mexican Independence Day. They're trying to sell pay-per-views.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? But it did get hot, and hot enough to where Canelo said, hey, you know, if I F you up, your money is gone. So they understand that the business side of doing these press conferences, because we want to see this fight, we want to see this pay-per-view. But as you will see, even in the comments when it comes to the interview that we had with Canelo, people are going to see this fight. I don't think that this is the fight that a lot of people want to see. Are they going to watch it? I'm pretty sure they will. But do they want to watch another fight? I think they do, man. We recently just saw Crawford in L.A. as well. And Crawford, first fight at 154. Crawford's been calling out Canelo's name. Canelo, I think he's getting in the ring at 168. Canelo's not in a position. He don't have to be at a catch weight where he'll say, you know what, I'll come down and you're at 154 and I'll meet you at 160. Like, Canelo's not going to do that. Even though Crawford said, hey, you know, what about 100 million? You heard 100 million. You heard 150 million. You heard, you know, 200 million to fight. And even when you hear some of the audio that we're playing, Benavidez is like, dude, you're fighting everybody. But why, when it comes to me, why are you saying $200 million to fight me? You know what I'm saying? Even His Excellency, Turkey, was saying that he's done with even offering money for the fight. He'll concentrate on other fights other than Canelo. But we had a chance to go down to the actual press conference. And the press conference, it was in L.A., and it did get a little intense. And there was times when they went face to face, and I got a lot of notes here. So as you see me kind of looking down and doing like this, I'm looking at our producer Jason. I got notes over there. I'm looking at Lou. I got notes on his face. That's why I sound a little muffled. Wacko over here. I got notes on Wacko's cap. But no, real talk, man. We're at the press conference, the face to face. How Canelo told him, you know, we fight right now. The money is gone. But there was one point when they were talking about boxing IQ. And Berlanga said to him, he said, hey, Canelo, I have a bigger boxing IQ than you do. And it got to a point where Canelo started naming names like, how could you have a higher IQ than some of these other fighters that I had a chance to take on?
Shut up.
I want to see that.
I want to see that. I want to see that.
Shut up. When I talk, shut up.
I don't want to shut up.
Shut up.
I don't want to shut
I
up.
love
I
talk,
don't
shut
want
up.
to shut up.
I don't want to shut up.
Canelo.
When I talk, shut up.
Canelo.
What?
When I talk,
And then
shut
what?
up.
What are you going to do?
And then
What you going to do?
you
What
up.
you going to do?
All right.
What you going to do?
And this is them getting up right here. And this is when Ani is pretty much running away right now because she thinks that a Puerto Rico, Mexico brawl.
I don't want to f you up right now because your money is gone.
I don't want to F you up right now because your
So,
money
take
is
it
Take your
gone.
place.
Take it
I'm gonna
easy.
take your place.
Take it
I'm gonna
easy.
take your place, papi.
Hey, man.
Buddy,
You
that's
lucky
for
you
you.
get smacked.
You think he have more IQ than you?
What you said? That what? Canelo,
What you say?
You have an IQ, better IQ than me.
Okay, you're gonna
Listen
see.
to the rundown.
You will
Number
see.
14. You're gonna
You
see.
think you have more IQ than Floyd Mayweather,
Floyd
than Miguel
Mayweather.
Cotto,
You're gonna see.
than
You're gonna
Lara,
see.
than
You're gonna see.
Come on,
You're gonna
bro.
see. You're gonna see.
You're
gonna see.
nothing.
I know you're gonna see.
Take it easy.
I know. I'm gonna
Take
you
it
up.
easy. Take it easy in way because your turn is coming.
No, you're gonna see.
Your time.
Está viejo,
But
ya.
he was saying, how could you have a better IQ than some of the opponents that he's had? And you really sit and you think like, man, Floyd Mayweather, hell of an IQ when it comes to boxing. Miguel Cotto, man, a ruler of the sport as well, hella IQ. And so when I was sitting there watching what was going on, I knew exactly what was happening. You're selling a fight. You know what I'm saying? Not that it's WWE, because there's two gentlemen that's going to get in the fight September 14th in Las Vegas. And no matter what we see on this lead up, when they get into the ring, every press conference, every bit of I'll whoop your ass and I'll F you up and your money will be gone, all that is done. All the guys that come around and separate you and, you know, we'll see all this stuff that's going to happen with the press conference. When you get into the ring, it's just you, your opponent, and a ref that's there to either save your life. You know what I'm saying? So we will see, is it a great fight? I love boxing. So it's going to be a great fight for me to watch. Do I want to see the Benavidez fight? Yes, I want to see that fight. Benavidez want to see that fight. But I did get a chance to talk to Canelo. And this is where when you see the entire interview, and the interview that we had with Canelo was supposed to be like 30 minutes, right? Things got pushed back. And this isn't me writing like myself, it was coming. But we went from 30 minutes to like 15 minutes. And we had a wrap up. So there were some questions, and we'll get Canelo again, but there were some questions I wasn't able to ask. And the questions that I were able to ask is the ones that people seeing in the comment. And I had a crease when I was asking them, how do you pick like your next opponent? And this is where people in the comments were like, big, you had it right there.
Yeah, how do you pick the person? Because it's also a payday.
Yeah, I don't get too into there.
Right.
I don't give a shit who is the next
Gotcha.
guy. I just go in there and do my thing. I led to my manager and trainer who is with me since I start. And he come and say, look, this is the fight we have, the names we have, and this you can do this and make this and that. So we going for with the best option.
Hey, man, and when you watch the entire interview, people are like, man, he's ducking. You know, and at one point we were talking, he was saying, people say he ducking, and he, you know, when he said ducking, he didn't elaborate, but we know exactly what he's talking about. So we did have a chance to sit down with Benavidez. And at that point, Benavidez, when we were talking about him being in place, or he feeling like he should be in place for the next Canelo fight, this is what Benavidez had to say about Canelo.
The reason why Canelo hasn't given me the opportunity, because he knows I'm going to go in there, I'm going to wipe the floor with him. Those belts are leaving with me, and he knows that. He knows that for a fact. So, and it's not like I don't hear him asking $200 million for anybody else.
Yeah, man.
He's not, you know, he made $30 million, but with me, the offer that was on the table was $70 million. That was before pay-per-view. So this man is walking away with a lot of money. So for him saying that I bring nothing to the table, he's not asking the amount of money that I bring to the table for him. You know what I mean? So he needs me.
Right.
He needs me.
Yeah,
as much as people want to say I'm looking for pay, I'm not looking for paydays. I've been having good paydays since I was 20 years old, and I'm still to this day. I'm doing this for the honor of the sport, and I want a fight that I rightfully earned. I walked through Caleb. I walked through Demetrius Andre, and you know people want to see the fight. So for me doing everything in my power, the reason this fight is not happening is because of that man. He don't want to see this fight happen.
Hey, man, when I heard the $200 million, I was like, man, you would hear motherfuckers back in the day, they said, man, I will fight you for free.
Yeah.
You'll hear it. It's not great business.
Yeah.
But when you say $200 million, man, that's like...
That's a lot of money, bro.
Yeah.
And,
they gonna around and come up with it. And then,
I think, you know,
then
but
you'll be like,
this day and age, bro, I mean, Usyk and Tyson Fury made $175 million.
man.
You know what I mean? So I feel like now we're getting closer to making this fight happen, but I'm ready. For whenever this fight happens, I'm 100% ready.
Hey, man, and he said that they were offering 70 plus, not including like back end, not including pay-per-view buys, no telling what kind of sponsorship or what kind of deals you can cut. And if I'm not mistaken, when we sat down with him, with Benavidez, that was before the announcement of the Edgar Berlanga fight. You know what I'm saying? So we were, we were thinking, even sitting in Vegas at that time, you were thinking that, oh, maybe Benavidez, maybe this is the fight that's going to happen. But down the road, and I think I feel like that fight has to happen. I feel like that fight has to happen, man. And is it down the road? And now boxing has really become a business even more so, because you would see the best fight the best. You would see fighters, it didn't matter if you had a couple losses, and the best fought the best, and you wasn't protecting an O. You wasn't, trying to pick and choose fighters. And of course it is a business, but now you're starting, and some fighters you would see, man, heavyweight boxers are boxers with belts that will fight sometimes 2, 3 times, 4 times a year. And now you're lucky if you're getting one a year, maybe one every 18 months. And it's been very strategic. And there are, it's business and there's gatekeepers. And I feel like that's what we're seeing when it comes to Benavidez and Canelo actually getting into the ring, because they're both professional fighters. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? They're both professional fighters. I'm just wondering, kind of what's the hang up. But with Canelo, sitting down with him, I had a great effing time. Yeah. Talking with him. Hell yeah. There was so many laughs, and what's crazy with me, and we talked about it as the neighborhood and as a team, this dude English is effing amazing.
Yes.
Yeah, this dude, because if you rewind to Canelo years ago, we couldn't really do interviews, you know what I'm saying? Or we had to have an interpreter, things of that nature.
On Big Boy TV, I did an interview, a phone interview in Spanish 5 years ago.
Yeah, man.
And to see the English that he knows now,
and nothing got past him. Nothing got past him, man. And it was, he never did like a, ¿cómo se dice? You know what I'm saying? Everything was right there, and he caught on to all the funny and everything. But I did get a chance to ask him. I said, are there kind of like fight rituals? Is there anything when it comes to boxing that you feel like you're going to miss?
Where's your headspace at? Do you have to be quiet? Or are you listening to music?
Music.
And just what time if the
jogging
fight,
with my.
So you still have time
with
to
my
joke?
team, yeah.
You don't.
And I still jog in the locker room.
Damn.
Yeah, because for me it's something I love, something I enjoy, something. It's not like I'm going to the funeral.
Right. Do you ever get nervous? And I don't mean nervous like scared, but like, do you ever have a feeling of being antsy, like
excited?
Yeah, excited.
Yeah, and I wanna go now. So yeah, excited.
When do you know that? What's the opportunity when you're walking out? Is that the highlight? When you hear a walkout song and you crowd and you see the crowd?
Then it's when the bombs up and everything get excited. Then is when I realize, well, it's time.
Yeah. I gotta ask you this because
I'm gonna miss that when I'm retired.
Say it again?
That moment is gonna.
You're gonna miss it.
At that moment.
But you know what, man? You got enough money to fake it too. Like, we'll come to your ranch and we will scream for you and and we'll turn fucking lights on. Wacko, my guy right here, he'll be there, and it'll never go away, man. I could do the whole production for $45,000.
Perfect.
All right.
Perfect.
We'll mark that down. Get with Jose. Jose get all that information.
Okay.
But no matter how many fights you have, like I've been on radio 30 years, right? And I'm on radio across the country somewhere every day. But every day on the show, we're sitting here 5 days a week. 30 years I've been doing this, 5 days a week, 6 days a week at one point. I would leave and I would miss this. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I would miss it. So I can understand when he say, you know what, and you got to think, bro, I got thousands upon thousands upon thousands of hours of shows, thousands of shows as well. And you got to think, Canelo, 60 fights, something like that? Somebody Google it. So just then, that sounds short, but that's long and long enough to miss because he loves training camp. He loves being around his people. He's been boxing since he was a kid, because when you think about how many boxers, it's 8 siblings, 7 of them are boxers. So boxing has been in his blood. So you'll never be able to walk away from this sport. You could be a commentator, and you'll see like people like that, Roy Jones Jr., Showtime, Latin Snake, Sergio Mora. These guys stay next to boxing because boxing is just in them. boxing is a part of their lives, man. So on whatever level, but my man said that, dude, he will miss it. You know,
Think about it. 61-2-2 is his record. 39 KOs.
Yeah.
He's only 33.
Yeah, and so think about every time that you did a walkout, and he was explaining to us like that walkout, and when he hear the music, like you can't. And even though I said I'll fake it for him for $45,000, maybe we can't. Maybe we can't fake it for him for $45,000. But I totally understood what he was talking about when he said he was going to miss it. You know, but there are some fights that we as the public feel that, and he's nowhere close to saying that he was retiring.
No.
But there's just those fights. You know, we saw so many fights that we had to see Lennox Lewis, Mike Tyson, the It's On fight. We had to see that. You know what I'm saying? We had to see Manny Pacquiao and Mayweather, even though people say, oh, it was down the road and Mayweather waited him out, which I always feel is crazy because Pacquiao was older. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like Mayweather slept in a forever young chamber or something like that. But you see these fights that's got to happen. And speaking of Mayweather even said this.
If it was up to me, like we keep on saying, we want to see Benavidez.
Yep.
Canelo, hell of a fighter, but my personal opinion, he's ducking Benavidez. You know, that's just my personal opinion. We want to see Benavidez.
He's ducking Benavidez, and this is one of those you can't please everyone.
That work for you when you're at the top and everybody's calling your name.
Look, for me, it's an honor.
Yeah.
Right? Because in some point, I want to be there.
Right.
I remember when I fought Floyd Mayweather, I want to be at that moment at Floyd Mayweather because he was in this position.
Yeah.
Right? For me, it's an honor because I'm here because of my sacrifice, my discipline, how hard I train, and the fights I have and everything, and all accomplished in the sport of boxing. And for me, it's an honor. And you know, everybody wants to fight me. Everybody, if I fight one guy, they'll, he's doing this. If I fight that other guy, he's doing. But it's part of the.
Yeah, it comes with the sport.
It comes with the sport, and I'm good.
And you can't satisfy everybody.
Nah.
You know what I'm saying?
Never.
And it's one at a time. And plus, I think you would kill yourself trying to satisfy
and I'm not trying.
everyone.
I'm not trying. I'm just enjoy what I do.
Right.
Enjoy.
Why do you still enjoy boxing?
I love boxing.
Yeah.
I love boxing. I love having my routine when my training comes. All of these. Hear all the people when I walk into the ring.
Yeah.
I just enjoy. I still enjoy. When I stop enjoying training, then it's time.
He said when he stopped enjoying training, it's time. And that's totally understood. But on September 14th, Mexican Independence Day weekend, pay-per-view T-Mobile, I think that no matter what people say, we're going to show up for that fight. We'll be there. You know what I'm saying? And I'm hoping down the road that we'll see other fights that we definitely want to see because it's good for the sport. And you'll see more people starting to speak about MMA because MMA, those fighters are fighting the best.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Those fighters are fighting the best. And there's an organization that says, the UFC, Dana White, whoever it is, you got matchmakers that say these fights need to happen. Mm-hmm. In boxing, you got so many different promoters and independent promoters, and then you got WBO, WBC, IBA, IDA. That's my mom's name. I'm just throwing things in there now. But you got so many sanctioning groups. You know what I'm saying? And there's so many belts. That's why you don't see a lot of unifications. You don't see a lot of promoters that want to get down. Of course there's gatekeepers. Mm-hmm. And I think that also gets you in a position where you don't see all the fights. But boxers, and even not a boxer can say, I want to fight that guy. I want to fight that guy. But like I said, there is a business as well. There is a business. But I did have a great time sitting down with Canelo. There was a lot of things that he opened up to us about. You can find that entire interview right here as well at radiobigboy.com. It's right there for Big Boy TV. Shameless plug if you're watching. Make sure that you go ahead and hit that subscribe button as well. But just sitting down and speaking about him, man, 8 siblings, 7 of them professional boxers. Canelo and his brothers have a Guinness World Record. They're Guinness Book World Record holders for 7 siblings having fights in the same night.
Same night.
The same night, bro. So this dude got every belt. and he's a Guinness Book World Record holder.
That's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? 7 fights. But you can find that entire interview. It's at radiobigboy.com. We'll have another interview with Canelo. And for those out there that felt like, man, big, we gonna get it. You know what I'm saying? We just got our wings clipped a little bit, man. But thank you guys for watching Big Boy Uncut. Subscribe to the channel, Big Boy TV. All 4 channels right there. Hit that subscribe button. And thank you guys for hanging out with us. Enjoy the rest of your day. We are Big Boy's Neighborhood. This is Uncut, and we are gone. Put that in there. Hello.